Here today with Michael K. Michael, welcome.
Morning. Hi, Alan. How are you?
Good. So, Michael, it's a pleasure having you here on American Dreams, and you're recording from down
Auckland.
in New Zealand.
Yep. Auckland, New Zealand.
Auckland. Okay, I've actually been there before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a nice. I love the country. We went to the North and the South Island, and it's just a gem of this world. They have a little bit of everything.
Yeah. You have to come down here again. It's it's a beautiful time of the year, but it's a great country. And yeah, we're Wednesday, the 14th here. We're sort of a little bit ahead of you, 9 a.m. in the morning. So I can tell you Wednesday's going to be a good day.
Well, very good. All right. So, Michael, for the listeners here, can you give us some background of how you got to the point you are today?
Yeah, well, I guess I've, like a lot of advisors, I got recruited into the industry, but I've always had a bit of a passion, Alan, for financial affairs and money. My mum and dad were farmers, sheep and beef farmers, but my dad was an investor in the stock market, and my mum was very good with money and saving, and I guess just had a bit of a passion for it, and started in the industry and did pretty well from the get-go, fortunately, and had a good team around me. But over time, we've grown our team, and we're nationwide now around New Zealand, and we're in 3 lines of business: wealth management, life insurance, as well as home loan lending.
So what inspired you? What inspired you to be that financial advisor, Michael?
Well, when I first started, like a lot of advisors, I had no life insurance, no estate plan, and not much money to my in my back pocket. But I guess I just love working with the people, and then I found my niche around talking around money. I was passionate about it, and I really just wanted people to do well with their money. To reach their potential and make a difference in their lives and in their communities. And I hate losing money. I hate people losing money and being ripped off, but I also love people getting good advice. And I just found a niche that people, probably the same right around the world, there's not much financial literacy, and not a lot of people are getting financial advice. Like their families have never really taught them to be good with money or how to be good or use money correctly. But, it's not taught in the schools. So massive gap out there. So found an opportunity and just fell in love with it.
Well, I want to pick up on that, the mistakes people make. What are some of the common mistakes people make when working with money?
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't take any risks. They just leave it in their sort of shoebox or in their bank accounts earning nothing. But then some people take too much risk and they think they know all the answers. And I guess that's the key, is people aren't getting advice. They don't get a second opinion. They don't have somebody that can help them get advice. Recently I decided, hey, if I'm giving people advice and telling them to get advice, I should get advice. So I reached out to an advisor and made a big difference in my life. And I guess the thing is, a lot of New Zealanders, but a lot of people around the world like to just do it themselves, DIY, and they think they know all the answers. But there's also a bit of bias. We all have blind spots. And as advisors, we can come in and give people, an independent view. Are they making a stupid mistake or a good decision? But I think a lot of people take too much risk, not enough, but also they just have a few blind spots. And sometimes we need to encourage them to understand what the decisions of their choices.
What are your thoughts about investing in the current market?
Well, yeah, it's pretty interesting at the moment. I think sometimes, a little bit of a correction is good. Otherwise, we get a few bubbles. We've seen those around the world. And, I think, the thing of the tulips in Holland years ago, people were paying lots and lots of money for these tulips, and they woke up and realized they weren't really worth anything. So I think, a bit of winter in the stock markets can be good, a bit of pruning and realignment. But I think there's always going to be opportunity. The capital markets are always going to grow. And I think if people get their goals and their plans and their timelines correct, there's going to be a lot of opportunities out there. So I think, stay in the market. It's always growing. It's always going to do well. Yes, it's going to go up and down. It's always going to do that. But over the long time, the markets are going to go up. So stay in the market and get some good advice.
So a person staying in the market, they first of all, they need to stomach volatility. What advice do you have for people as they look to the future? Are there strategic moves that they should be making?
I think really double checking their goals, checking on their needs. If they need money tomorrow, maybe the market right now is not what they need to be, where their money needs to be. But I think if they've got a long-term goal, retirement, travel, renovating a home or whatever it is, I think what they need to do is stay in the market and maybe keep contributing right now if they've got the capacity. I know things are tight out there, but if they have got capacity, if they can keep investing, there's going to be some great opportunities. The markets are down, as we all know, but they're going to bounce back. But if they can't stomach it, hey, get somebody to come in and counsel them, get some wise advice and say, hey, it's not that bad. It will bounce back, get some perspective. But if you got some money that you need to spend in the short term, well, maybe you need to put it back into the bank account.
So, Michael, what would you be doing if you were not working in your current role?
Oh, that's a real good one. I'm more of a sports junkie. I'm not as, and I love traveling. New Zealand's a long way from the rest of the world, so we like to travel and explore and learn and different cultures, different foods. I guess the other one is, sports. Love adrenaline sports, and so surfing, skiing, those sorts of things. So, yeah.
So I'm going to shift gears and talk a little bit about life and legacies and where do you currently find the most purpose in life?
Yeah, I think it's about serving and helping others, Alan. I guess that's what I enjoyed. I wasn't getting paid a lot at the beginning. I was 100% on commission, life insurance, and just loved helping people. And whether it was around their financial affairs, but their businesses, their families, being a parent, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I've always had a passion to help people reach their potential. The diamonds in the rough. And I think a lot of people just need to, that there's always opportunities to grow and do more in the world. And I think if we can help people reach their potential and make a difference in their world, then, I've reached my goal. So that's a passion of mine. And that's what I want to try and do for, now, but into the future as well.
So, Michael, one thing about your business, so you're really helping people as they plan for life. But let's turn it back to you. You're fast forwarding to the future. You're on your deathbed. How do you want to be remembered after life?
Yeah, I think that it's a really good question, Ellen. It's about people and family that matter, that I put people first. And I've used my abilities to help others. I don't want to bury my talents, my abilities in the ground. I want to use them, and sometimes that's pretty scary. But I think I really want to use those abilities to help make a difference. And we can't take our wealth with us. It's going to go to the next generation, or it's going to go to the tax man, or something like that. So we've got to use all of our talents, our time, our energy, our networks. I love networking with people, and I just want to connect people and help them reach their potential. And let's make the world a better place.
What type of projects right now are you working on to build your legacy?
Right now, we're continuing to build and grow our business, adding more team members so we can reach more people. We're looking to do some online programs, financial literacy around the country, and hopefully we can take that sort of overseas as well, just to educate people around their finances and what they can do. There's, lifelong principles that work, like compound interest and all those sorts of things that we can educate people and get people out of poverty, but just to help them go to that next level and build wealth for the next generation. That's what I've sort of had. My dad, he built wealth and worked hard on the farm, but we came from a family of bankers back in the 1800s in the UK. There was a cave bank and a cave note. And I guess I want to build my legacy to make a difference, outside of what I get paid for as well. So there's that. And then I work on some boards, non-for-profit boards, and we're helping kids, disadvantaged kids, people back into the workplace, and education and those sorts of things.
Well, Michael, if a person wants to reach out to you for your financial services, how would they go ahead and contact you?
Yeah, they can go onto our website, cavefinancial.co.nz, and drop us an email or reach out, connect with us on LinkedIn. And happy to chat and book an appointment online now. We can meet online globally, and we can make a time that works no matter what time zone you're in.
Very good. Well, Michael, it's been a pleasure having you here today on American Dreams, and we'd like to stay in touch with you.
Thanks very much, Alan. Really appreciate the opportunity. Keep up the great work.